Hello everyone, now we are going to see about triangular wave generator. Let us see the application of triangular wave generator. Triangular wave generator, it is used in analog to digital conversion, pulse width modulation circuits, and here switch mode power supply as well as motor driver control circuit. How to generate a triangular wave? So basically the output of the integrator is a triangular wave. The input of the integrator is a square wave. Now the square wave generator is given as input to the integrator. The output of the integrator is generate a triangular waveform. The square wave generator is nothing but astable multivibrator. Astable multivibrator is generate the square waveform. So square wave as input to the integrator. The output of the integrator is nothing but triangular waveform by charging and discharging of a capacitor. This is the first method. And in the second method, instead of astable multivibrator, we are using that Schmitt trigger to generate the square waveform. Now Schmitt trigger as input to the integrator. The output of the integrator is a triangular waveform. The output of the integrator is fed back to the Schmitt trigger to continuously generate the triangular waveform. This is the astable multivibrator circuit. Basically, the output of the astable multivibrator is a square waveform. This is the charging and discharging of the capacitor. And this is the integrator circuit to generate the triangular waveform. Now let us combine the two circuits. This is the astable multivibrator circuit and this is the integrator circuit. The output of the integrator is a triangular waveform. The output of the astable multivibrator is a square waveform. Now let us see the operation of the triangular waveform. So let us understand the concept of the triangular waveform. So here V0 dash is high. For example, the output of the astable multivibrator, it is denoted as V0 dash. When V0 dash is high at plus V saturation, so the output of the astable multivibrator is at plus V saturation. Now the plus V saturation is given to the inverting terminal of the integrator. The output of the integrator is moving towards negative. Suppose V0 dash is low at minus V saturation. The minus V saturation is given to the inverting terminal of the integrator. The output of the integrator is moving towards positive. So like that, the triangular wave is generated. Here the rising time and falling time is equal, and here this is the output of the square waveform. This is the 50% of the duty cycle of the astable multivibrator. This is the second method to generate the triangular waveform. So in the first method, we are using that lot of components to generate the triangular waveform. So here we are using only the less components. So here we are using that comparator and this is the integrator circuit. The output of the integrator is fed back to the non-inverting terminal of the comparator circuit. So now imagine that this is that point at P, that is a voltage at P. So now the comparator compares the two input voltage. Zero input voltage is given to the inverting terminal of the comparator. When P dash is high, for example, the supply voltage is high, compare with that 0 volt. So the output of the comparator will be at plus V saturation. So if the plus V saturation is given to the inverting terminal of the integrator, the output of the integrator is moving towards negative saturation, that is moving towards negative. The output of the integrator is given to the non-inverting terminal of the comparator. Now suppose if the P dash value is less than the 0 volt, the output of the comparator is at negative saturation. That is, now the negative saturation output is given to the inverting terminal of the comparator, inverting terminal of the integrator. Now the output of the integrator is moving towards positive. So like that, the triangular wave is generated. Now let us see the amplitude and frequency calculation. And here our first objective is that we need to find the frequency of the triangular waveform. If you want to find the frequency of the triangular waveform, we should know that first what is the time period of the signal. To find the time period of the signal, we should know that what is the peak to peak voltage. So to find the peak to peak voltage, we should know that what is the ramp voltage. So first step, we are going to find what is the ramp voltage. So next step, we are going to find what is the peak to peak voltage. And third one, we are going to find what is the time period of the signal. And finally, we are going to find the what is the frequency of the signal. And here this is the amplitude and frequency calculation, and we can compare the comparator output voltage is at plus V saturation, the effective voltage at point P. So the effective voltage at point P, so this is that effective voltage at point P. And see here the output of the integrator is nothing but it is that negative ramp, so that it is at minus V ramp. And here this is that voltage divider, so that this is that voltage divider, so minus V ramp, and both the output of the comparator is that plus V saturation. So both the voltages applied to the non-inverting terminal, so that first here we have written the output of the integrator is the minus V ramp, and this is the output of the comparator, and again it is a output of the integrator is fed back to the non-inverting terminal of the comparator, so that minus V ramp plus R2 divided by R2 plus R3 plus V saturation minus of minus V ramp. When effective voltage at P becomes equal to 0, we can write this equation, that is we can write equal to 0. We can equate this equation to 0. Now we can multiply this R2 by R2 plus R3 into plus V saturation minus into minus plus V saturation. So we can multiply plus V saturation into plus V ramp. So first we can get the plus V ramp, again we can get the plus V saturation. Okay. So here minus V ramp, and here we have the V plus V ramp. So we can take LCM here. Okay, V ramp is common, so that we can take LCM R2 plus R3. So minus R2 minus R3, here it is at minus R2, so minus R2, and here it is at plus R2, it is at cancelled, so that minus R3 divided by R2 plus R3 into V ramp, and this term it goes to the right hand side, so that R2 divided by R2 plus R3 into plus V saturation. Now we can take this, it's at minus V ramp, this R2 by R3, this R2 by R3 it is cancelled, so that minus V ramp, that is equal to minus R2 divided by R3 into plus V saturation. This is the negative ramp voltage. Similarly, we can write it for the positive ramp voltage, that is only the thing is that the plus V saturation, instead of plus V saturation, will get back the minus V saturation. So now we know that what is the plus V ramp and what is the minus V ramp. From this one we can find out the peak to peak voltage of the triangular waveform. So V0 peak to peak equal to plus V ramp minus of minus V ramp. This is the plus V ramp and this is the minus V ramp. Here plus V saturation, that is equal to minus V saturation. Then we can write, so minus into minus plus, this minus into minus plus. So R2 by R3 into V saturation. Here R2 by R3 into V saturation. So 2 R2 by R3 into V saturation. So here the output of the integrator is nothing but minus of 1 by R1 C1 into integral of 0 to T by 2 minus V saturation into dt. So this is the constant, minus 1 by R1 C1 is constant. So minus minus V saturation, here it is a minus, so minus into minus plus V saturation. So if we are integrating dt, so into terms of 0 to T by 2, so we will get back the T by 2. So from this one we can easily find out the value of T. So T is equal to 2 into R1 C1 into V0 peak to peak divided by V saturation. So we can substitute the value of V0 peak to peak from the equation. Okay, so here from equation 5 we can substitute the value of V0 peak to peak. So we can substitute the V0 value of peak to peak here. So this is the value of V0 peak to peak. So finally we will get back the 4 R1 C1 R2 divided by R3. This plus V saturation is at cancel. So this is the time period of the signal. And from this one we can easily find out the frequency of oscillation. So f naught is equal to 1 by t, so that is equal to r3 divided by 4 into r1 c1 into r2. This is the frequency of oscillation of the signal. And triangular waveform, the fall time and rise time is equal. This is a point we should understand from the triangular waveform.